Hi everybody, we're back again. We made it through and now it's time to finally finish embellishing this journal. I had originally planned on putting some twigs on the outer spine of this journal. But then I thought, am I going to be able to find twigs? Yes, but they're not going to be dry and I don't know what kind of issues I'm going to have with that. So what I found, I already had this from Christmas, I think it was. And I thought the gold matched really well with the crown on the owl. So I decided to cut a couple lengths of this and see if I could make this work to jazz up the spine a little bit. If you remember in the last video, I did start embellishing and I did glue a piece of sari silk on the spine, but it just wasn't giving me the coverage that I wanted to have. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this to work. It's like floral wire, I guess, but it's covered in brown paper tape. Uh, so we're gonna give it a go. I'm a little concerned about the ends because there is wire in there and they're kind of pokey, but should be able to get that to not be an issue. But I don't think curling this one end, I don't know if that's going to be what I'm needing to do. So let me see, what else can I probably cut that off. You see if I can find my excuse me. See if I can find my cutters in my little tool stash. There they are. Okay. So let's see how this works. Which one was I working on? Oh, and here we go. Sorry, I'm off screen a little bit here. Oh, these are not as sharp as they look. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Get this out of the way. So now let me see here. Yeah, I think I might be able to pull this off. I'm using Fabri-Tac to glue this down with. And sorry about the angle. And Fabri-Tac is notoriously thick and gooey, so it takes some work to get it out sometimes. And what I'm going to have to do is hold this here just till it starts to grab and set up a little bit. And then I can, while I'm holding it, I can go ahead and put some glue on the other spots. I'm just putting globs by each of the little berry things or whatever they are. And then I just have to hold this. Just when I think that it's getting ready to hold, of course it doesn't. And it's just going to take a minute or two for this to start working its magic. If I can keep any on the spine and off of my fingers, we'll see. I'm notorious for three things: not being able to cut straight, being a messy crafter, and getting glue everywhere. So, oh, I should say four things: ink all over my fingers all the time. I think I'm finally getting this one end to stick. Let's see here. Is it starting to hold? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. This journal is almost standing up by itself, but not quite, so I'm gonna wedge it in between my my ink things up here and see if I can stand it up while I fix this other twig, for lack of a better word. Okay. I probably, I should have done a prototype of this or tried it off camera, but I didn't. So what you're seeing is what we get. I'm trying to offset these so they're not all the little buds or whatever they are not in the same spot. So I think that's going to work. Yeah. So I just have to do the same thing on this one as I did on the other one. Just put some globs of glue. Sorry about my angle with the glue. Obviously, I don't take a bunch of selfies because I don't have my angles down. Anyway, we're going to get this put on here. And I have to do the same thing. I have to hold it down a little bit, which this one seemed to stick better. And then it didn't stick. But it's going to. I know it will. If the first one stuck, this one's going to stick too. This is the boring part because we just have to sit here and wait until that grabs before I can move on to the rest of it. Okay. Now I can go ahead and at least put my rest of my glue down. Move this out of the way. Come on, glue. I do like Fabri-Tac. It will, as you can see here, it will glue just about anything to anything. I watched the Paper Outpost here on YouTube, and it almost every video she lists off all the things that Fabri-Tac will stick to. It glues paper to paper and fabric to the. I don't know. She's got the whole spiel down pat. I'm just telling you, it glues just about everything. It does have a bit of an odor, and it's expensive, so I only use it for stuff that nothing else will stick. Um, I've got to figure out something to hold this down because I don't want to have to sit here and hold it and make you suffer through this exciting conversation. There's no need for you to sit here and literally watch glue dry. So I'm gonna try this rubber band I had over here. Let's see if that's gonna hold it. I think so. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. Now let me see if I can find another one. Put this back up here. Just stay for 1 second, please. Thank you. All right, rubber band, rubber band. Here's one. If I can grab it. There it is. All right, let's see. We're gonna put this one on the other end. Sorry, I'm off the screen again, but all I'm doing is putting a rubber band on, so you're not missing anything. All right, yeah, that's going to work. It's going to hold that in place while that glue sets up. Okay, now I need to figure out what I'm going to do about this down here at the bottom because they're too long. So, put the lid back on my glue, which I hardly ever do. So, yay, I'm proud of myself for that. These side cutters are not what they're cracked up to be, I can tell you that. I'm having a hard time. They look really sharp, but they are not likely to cut through this coated wire. Well, there they go. So if I work with this stuff again, I tell you one thing, I'm going to get my big side cutters out that I have in my toolbox. Because I don't think these little tiny ones are meant for this thick of stuff, but I'm going to make it work. You know me. It's not a video by me if I'm not beating something into submission. I still think they're just a little bit too long because I definitely don't want anybody to get poked by it. So between trying to work the cutters and staying on the screen so you can see what I'm actually doing. Oh, this is a 2. Okay. Did I get them short enough? Did I? Yeah, I think so. All right, so I'm just going to have to let this sit and dry. So after it's dry, I will be back and we will continue. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's dry, and that probably, I don't know, I probably let it sit for about an hour. So we're going to take these rubber bands off and see what we ended up with. It will continue to cure, but I think it's dried enough that I can keep working on this journal. Yeah, it's dry. Cool. It doesn't look too shabby. It's not too loud. I don't like really loud. When you're just looking at it straight on, it's kind of loud, but you know, when you see right here, it just goes really good with the crown. And why do I have two kinds of green? Okay, they are a little bit different, so get rid of one of them. Doesn't matter which one. So I got some of my inks out that I have. I did get some on sale at Joann's. The other day they had them on sale. They were only like $4. So I said, well, let me get a couple of those. Then I got my stamps out, and because I need to embellish the pages. I like to leave, in my journals, I like to leave a lot of blank space for writing room, so I don't heavily decorate my pages. But I like to have a little bit of interest in there because, you know, you don't want boring, but you do want to have room to do your journaling because I think that's, at least for a journal, that's the whole point. And I don't even have these stamps open. A friend of mine sent me these. I don't know where she got them from, but I thought I'd try them out. These got some kind of flowers on them. And then these ones I'm getting open now have mushrooms. I've been threatening to do a mushroom journal, and I never have. So I've got a bunch of little mushroom stuff saved up. And this isn't really a mushroom journal, but there's a lot of mushrooms in it, so maybe it is. I don't know. It's kind of autumn colored, nature, mushrooms. It's just a combination of whatever. A little bit of everything almost. So here, now you can see them a little bit better on this paper. So let's get into this and start jazzing up these papers. Now, I already said I decided not to put pockets in the front because I didn't want to cover up the design. But on these signature covers, I'm so sorry. I do want around the corners because they're a little sharp, a little pokey. I'm not going to do each individual page. I don't think that's necessary. But I definitely want to do the signature covers because they're made with cardstock. It just softens it up a little bit. I'm not going to do the middle because I've actually sewn that on the sewing machine and I don't want to cut through my stitching. So then I've just got this last signature cover to do, front and the back. And then we could get started stamping. Oh, I've got that clip down there and I don't want to take the clip off, so I'll just be careful. All right, goodbye. Now, so this is just me trying to pick colors and pick stamps, and so if this doesn't interest you, you can feel free, as with anything, just skip right through, go to the next part. If you're interested in what I end up doing, stick around. That's completely up to you. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Well, first off, I'm not going to know, but this stamp I got in some Happy Meal in a random act of kindness from a lady in one of my groups. She sent me a whole box of stamps that I don't know if she was uh, downsizing or if she's just that awesome. Either way, she's just that awesome. She sent me a whole box of stamps. I couldn't believe it. When I got the box, I'm like, did I order this? And then I realized, no. So this one actually says a perfect day, and hopefully whoever gets this journal will find something to put on that for their perfect day. And that's usually how I clean my stamps. I just keep stamping until they won't stamp anymore. Then I know the ink is gone off of it. So, okay. Now, going on. I don't think I need anything over there because it's pretty busy. I get that. I'm alternating, as you know, between coffee dyed, tea dyed, and avocado dyed. And when I dye my paper, I put it in my dehydrator to so it dries faster. And it's got a grate in there, and that's where that pattern came from. Was just sitting on the little rack in my dehydrator. So I've got to go get there we go, my little acrylic block for these mushroom stamps. I do like the wooden stamps because you don't have to worry with the block, but they do take up a lot of room. So I don't know. I like them both. And hey, stamps are stamps. I don't have a huge selection, but I'm getting there. And what color do I want to use for this mushroom? Um, just pick something. Oh, good old Walnut Stain. It's a good thing that I've memorized what that is because you definitely can't tell by looking at it what it is. And I like using the distress ink, the distressed oxides when I'm stamping most of the time. But it also doesn't. See, I'm not going to put it on the pink page. I'll put it on the other one. Sometimes with the oxides, you don't get really good coverage on a stamp, which if you're going for a grungy, then that's perfect. I decided to go completely away from that whole thing. That it was just going to be too busy. So I'll come back here and find this page. I'm wiping the ink off from around the edges so it doesn't get on my paper. Let's see how that works. Well, that's cute. Okay, so I've got a mushroom on that page. You get the extra ink off of this. Like I say, I mean, I'm using different colors and different stamps on different pages, but basically it's just the same thing with the stamping. And I don't think I'm going to put anything on there. That's enough for that page. Do I want it? No, I don't want another mushroom. Not yet. I'll go with something else. You put this back. Because if I don't put it back now, then I'll lose it. Or at the end, when I'm cleaning up, because believe it or not, sometimes I do straighten up. I'm not going to know where it goes. So what have we got? Let's see. I love this soul flower. I use it a lot. And what color? You know what I got in that sale that I was mentioning? uh, Villainous Potion, I think it is. It's really dark purple, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it, and we're gonna make this flower purple to match this little flip down that's on the opposite page. Yeah, let's do that. And this stamp, I love it, but for whatever reason, the way it's made, every time I try to ink it, ink gets around the little edges of the stamp. So then I have to get which I already should have had it out, my baby wipe, because I don't know what they're putting in baby wipes, but for ink, it's perfect. So let me get this extra ink off here because it will end up on my page, and I don't want that if I can avoid it. And as usual, it's probably user error. It's probably not the stamp. I just don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I've noticed that. I mean, I like the things that I make. I think they turn out pretty cool. But I don't know how they do because I definitely don't know what I'm doing half the time. Let's put it up here a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that looks good. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but you can always decorate your pages for the most part before you sew your signatures in, especially if you're stamping. That way, if you make a mistake, it's not already sewn in the journal. You can switch it out with another page. There's the mushroom. I'm not going to put anything on that. Now we've got the center here. I'd usually like to do something a little special in the center. What am I going to do? See, I've got all this stuff over here, all these little things that I picked out ahead of time that are kind of outdoorsy, woodsy, autumny. Oh, and I got these on sale too. They're those little teeny tiny Tim Holtz uh, clips, bulldog clips. They're so tiny. I wouldn't have got them except they were on sale. I've been looking at them. Now this is just a journal card that I made from a masterboard a while back and just did some stitching around the edge. And I put coffee dyed paper on the back. So let's see. Need a focal point on it though. I don't know. Well, let me ink this up. That's why I love doing the masterboards and making journal cards and tag bases out of them. You never know when you need one, and you don't put the focal point on until you're actually going to use it. So this could have been for anything. There's a bunch of different colors in there, but also it's basically neutral, so I can use it for anything. Stick this on here. No, let me see. See this other flower up here, other leaf up here. The orange one. Will that go better? I don't know. I think it does go better. What about a butterfly? Um, that's not too bad, but well, let's just do this since I've already put the ink on it. Yeah. But trying to make everything perfect, just make it's going to be just fine. Even if I do have to slather the glue all over. Oh. All right. Let's get this thing on here. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Glue everywhere, as usual. Then I can just use this little clip. Oh, wait. Is she putting the pin back in her glue? Wow. Oh, where did I put? There it is. And I'll just clip this on the page. So you can take this off and journal on the card, on the back of the card. And you can also write on the page. Now I need something over here on the other side. Do I? What else do I have? I don't know. Do I need something? Um, what else do I have over here? Wait, I could make this like a little tuck spot and put this little tag. Well, that doesn't look too bad. I think that's what I'll do. Let me ink this up. With my good old walnut stain. That's what's all over my fingers. I mean, I wake up in the middle of the night and I have ink all over my fingers. I don't even know how I do it, but I do. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not doing a whole bunch of layering in this journal because it's a mini journal, and I don't want it. I don't want it to turn into a gator mouth where it's just so wide. I want it to be. I want it to stay small, finished. So I'm not doing a whole bunch of layering, but I do want to put a bunch of stuff in here because that's my favorite part. No, no. All right, moving on. Moving on. What do we got? Do I want some on this page? Oh yeah, this orange. Well, it's not orange. It's got some nice exotic name, but basically it's orange. That'll go good. That'll tie in good with the piece that I made the middle pockets out of. Yeah, because we're starting to see that coming up, so that ought to go good. And I love this flourish. I use it a lot too. Yeah, that looks nice. Get this ink off here because I probably will use it again today, so I want to make sure not have orange. It is, I think it's kind of cool. I mean, you can use the same stamps, but if you use different ink or on a different color page, you can get away with that, and it's not even really noticeable that you've used the same stamp. I mean, obviously, if you use it too much, it becomes noticeable, but I don't know, I think I pull it off most of the time. I don't know what kind of design this is, but it's pretty cool. And if you look at it in the detail, it looks like it's trees or something. I don't know. I hope it's nothing. It wouldn't be anything bad. Making sure I get plenty of ink. Because again, with the distress ink, sometimes it doesn't cover. I'm going to put this right up here just for something different. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right. What else do we have? I don't need something on every page. See, there's some more of that pattern from my dehydrating rack. I've seen people with little circles on there. It's like polka dots almost from barbecue grilling trays that they lay the papers on to dry them. Oh, that looks good. I don't know if you can really see it on the brown, but I think it'll look good on the lighter paper. Little fern. I am struggling a bit with this distress ink. to only get it on the fern and not on the edges. No, it's just these particular type of stamps that I have the biggest problem with that with. I don't know. All right, let's see how this is going to work. Oh, look how cute. Oh, I wonder if I should do them all the way up the page. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put one on the other page. Yeah, I think I'll just put one on the other page. Yeah, that looks cute. Well, I tell you, I'm doing pretty good covering up my ink, cleaning off my stamps. Do I need something here? I've already used that. Put this back. I'm just bragging on myself. Let's keep up the good work, shall we? Oh yeah, I tried a blue one and it didn't look good. And I tried a beige colored one, it didn't look good. So I just cut that out. I mean, it's kind of long enough watching what I end up using for real. So I went back to my, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that. I went back to my Walnut Stain for this little flower stamp. And then after this, that'll be the first signature done. Yeah, yeah. Get this ink off. I'm just going to use my baby wipe now that I have it out here. All right, now here's the middle with all of our little stuff already in there. I don't need to stamp anything on that. Now we're into the second signature. So sorry about that. Had to do a little edit. The editing is terrible on this video. This whole series, but it's very difficult. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back with another mushroom. What color am I gonna use? Oh, why not? And I just got ink everywhere on this thing. I haven't even said the colors of ink I'm using or anything. This is fired brick. I'm trying to get this extra off. I'll list all the colors of the ink that I used in the description. Well, that's kind of how this mushroom is. It's kind of doesn't have a whole lot of definition in the middle of it, but still, get some more ink everywhere. Now, which side am I going to put it on? Let's put it here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just using this old piece of a lunch bag as a tester outer and a cleaner offer. But yeah, it looks much better on the page. I love all these technical terms. Trier outer, cleaner offer. You know what I'm talking about. Put this away. All right. What else do we have here? I don't need anything there. I've got that. What can I put here? I have something else. Maybe it's time for another clip. Oh, I know. Make a little, get my hole punch. I'll make a little stacked tag dealio. And then use another little baby bolt clip to hold them in place. I like to do the same in my signatures. Like if I have a clip in one or a paper clip or something, then I want to have something like that in the other signatures as well. It makes it easier when you're planning, for me anyway, to plan my signatures. If I have 3 coffee dyed papers and 2 avocado dyed and a grid paper in the first one, then I'll do that in the other signatures too. So like if there's a specialty paper, it doesn't have to be the same paper, but I want to have a little something little special in each one of the signatures. So since I had a clip in the other one, I want to put a clip in this one. Where's my, there it is. Looking for my twine. So I'm going to tie these tags together. And then whoever ends up with this journal, it might be me, I don't know. Maybe I want to take the tags apart. Maybe I want to leave them together. But that way it gives me an option. So let me just stick this through here. Okay, let me grab the entire piece of twine, not just one string of it. Try this again. Give it a good twist. See if we can't stick it through there. Might have to get my tweezers. Oh, there we go. Okay, slip these through the hole. Definitely got to cut this off. It's way too long. Yeah, there you go. That'll work. Now, where are my clips? They're there. I will definitely be putting this in something else, although this isn't too bad of a little container thing, but I can just envision myself pouring those all over the floor. And I have carpet in here, so I never get them all up. And I always have to be mindful of that because of my production assistant, my bunny rabbit. I wouldn't want him to get hurt on those at all. So do I want to put anything here? Do I need something here? I don't know. It's pretty plain. Oh, hey, these butterflies. I've had them sitting out here forever because I'm like, oh, I can probably use those because they're fall colors. So I say, let's put them on here. So put the big one at the bottom and then get a medium-sized one. And then the little baby one. I think that's going to work. Still leaves plenty of room for journaling, but just adds a little something to the page so it's just not completely blank and boring. Okay, just glue these down real quick. See if I can get them straight. Ish. A big old arm right in the way. You can't really see what I'm doing. Luckily, I'm just gluing something on a piece of paper. So, there's no mystery. You could measure this out if you wanted, but well, why should I start now? Okay. Then we've got all of our papers in there, and that's glued on the back of there. And I think, do I need something there? Yes, I'm going to put something. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, we're going to stick with the brown. Here we go with another one of those flat stamps that I get the ink all over everywhere and I've got to wipe it off. I don't know. I think it's because the stamps aren't very deep. They don't stick out that much from the base. I don't know. If anybody knows what I'm doing wrong on this, leave me a comment because it's very annoying and time consuming and wasting my ink. But anyway, okay. Get this off of here. I could have literally just used I could have used the baby wipe that I've used to wipe 16 tons of ink off already. I could have just used that, but anyway. Moving on, moving on. Okay. Now we're back to the center of this. Oh yes, I've got these. These have been on my desk for like 2 weeks. I found an Amy Vanderbilt book of etiquette at the thrift store for $1. And it's like from the 40s, so the book pages are great in it. So I opened the book up, and somebody had written a list in the wedding section, and I saved that. And then I turned the page, and they had these leaves in there that they had put in from pressed flowers. And I thought, you have got to be kidding me. So I saved them, and I was going to make some specimen cards out of them, but I think they'll go perfect in this little journal, just like this. I've got quite a few, so I can still have some to put in specimen cards. All right, I need just a little piece. I don't need this big honking piece. Should I break this off? Oh, I don't know. Let me see if I can find a small one. How about this? Oh, yeah, this will work. Okay, I'll just have to remember to fold that back down before I glue it on the paper. I don't even, I'm just over here putting glue on stuff, on plants and twigs and fake twigs. I don't even know if any of it's going to work. And so what am I doing? I'm doing a video tutorial. And I have no clue what I'm doing. But these look awesome. Oh, and yes, I got glue everywhere. Oh, but anyway, those look really cool. And they're textural too, so that's cool. I'm not going to put anything there. That graph paper is plenty. Now, this is actually the first signature that I trimmed those pages, and I did it while I was sitting down. So the edges of the pages are kind of rough. So and there's a couple of little pieces I need to pull off. So I'm just going to rub some ink on them and make them look like they're supposed to be all rough and grungy like that. And also I learned that always stand up so you get good pressure when you're trimming the pages with utility knife or craft knife or whatever. So I want something here, but stamps are starting to wear pretty thin. So got this leaf die cut from somewhere. I don't even know where. Oh, Happy Meal. So I'll just put that on this page. That'll work. And I've got a bunch of die cuts. I probably should have got some out, but oh well. Stamps, die cuts, just little accents on the pages is all I'm really going for. So okay, that'll work for that one. Ooh, we're almost done. This looks pretty blah. I need something here. What have I got over here? I could do another, throw some ink on this. I could do another little tuck using this label. And what else? What else? Mushrooms, of course. This is a tag. I really should put something in the top of it. Well, just fling it around. It doesn't matter. Let's try this. What does this look like? This looks like negative. Immediately no. Fling. Yeah, I think that's going to work. It's going to work because it's what I've got on my desk. The little squirrels, they're like, use me, but no, I'm going with the mushrooms. And it will stay up from earlier. We'll go with this. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That up real quick with whatever ink I've got left on this dauber. Poor thing, it's so wore out. I need to get a new one, but not today. And again, I'm out of frame, but all I'm doing is putting some glue on the back of that stain. Put that down there to sort of hold that side down, but not at the top. That way I could slide this back behind there. Awesome. Okay. And what else? That's plenty of stuff for that. I gotta have something that's just too much blank space. These out of the way. Oh, let's go with, oh, my trusty sidekick, the flourish. I knew I'd end up using it again. I'm gonna use some black soot on this. Telling you, stamping like you've never seen. A lot of stamping. Yes, that looks perfect. Okay. And these two, clean this off. I've been really good about that today. I'm impressed, even if I do say so myself. Okay. What am I going to put here? Am I going to put anything? I'm thinking now. I'm thinking we're finished. So we are actually, oh my gosh, we're actually finished with the entire journal. Let me tie this back on here. Got my butterflies there, leaves. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm loving it. I'm calling it done. I appreciate you sticking with me through the thick and thin of everything, through the good parts, the boring parts, the mess ups. But anyway, here you go. Now, once I recuperate from doing all this, I will do a flip through video so you can see what it all looks like. There we go. Thanks for watching. I look forward to being with you again pretty soon. Bye-bye.